With less than 24 hours remaining for the by-election in Tanoh Electoral Constituency 1, Bara 2 and Chitwan 2, the election fever in the three constituencies has heated up. Meanwhile, the Election Commission has urged concerned bodies to make the by-election management efficient to ensure the election is held in a free, fair and impartial manner. Good evening, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha and these are the headlines of the hour. Preparations complete for tomorrow's by-election in Tanoh 1, Bara 2 and Chitwan 2. Voting from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. More than 352,000 voters to exercise their voting right. Issue of Chief Justice recommendation getting more complicated. Inclusion of political agenda making matters worse. Parties centered in their vested interests. The Sudanese army agrees to facilitate foreign countries to evacuate their nationals from the conflict-torn country. And Manang Mersengdi lose to Kumultar 2-1 to suffer their fourth consecutive loss at the Martyrs Memorial A-Division League. Machindra Club also defeat Friends Club 2-1. The Election Commission has said all preparations for the by-elections in Bara 2, Chitwan 2 and Tanoh 1 have been complete. The Commission has said works related to installation of voting centers in all the three constituencies, security arrangements and staff management have been complete. 123,490 eligible voters in Tanoh 1, 105,011 in Bara 2 and 124,215 voters in Chitwan 2 are expected to cast their votes tomorrow as the voting will begin at 7 in the morning. There are 427 voting centers in 194 voting stations for which around 4,000 officials have been deployed. The Election Commission has said that 60 different election materials, including ballot papers, have been sent to all the voting stations. Meanwhile, the Commission issued a release today directing all the political parties and candidates to ensure the votings take place in a fair, transparent and peaceful manner. The Commission has also urged the voters to avoid taking mobile phones and cameras to the voting stations. Likewise, the Election Commission has directed its officials to facilitate voters with disabilities, the elderly and expecting mothers during voting and to take immediate action against anyone obstructing the processes. The CPN-UML-led government in Gandaki province has fallen in minority in 3.5 months. The province government fell in minority after Chief Minister Khagaraj Adhikari failed to secure the vote of confidence at the province assembly today. Chief Minister Adhikari had put forth the proposal for the vote of confidence at today's province assembly meeting. 24 lawmakers voted in favor of the proposal, while 35 voted against it. Lawmakers from CPN-UML and Rashtriya Prajantra Party had extended their support to Adhikari's floor test, while lawmakers from Nepali Congress, CPN Maoist Center and an independent lawmaker did not extend their support to him. After the Chief Minister failed to secure the required majority votes, the Adhikari-led government fell in minority. With this, the path has been clear for a new government to be formed in Gandaki province. The province governor will now request for the formation of a new government. CPN-UML Parliamentary Party leader Adhikari was appointed the Chief Minister of Gandaki province with the support of CPN Maoist Center and Rashtriya Prajantra Party on 9th of January earlier this year. The Adhikari-led government fell in minority after CPN Maoist Center withdrew its support on 24th of March with the change in the political equation at the center. The 60-member Gandaki Provincial Assembly includes 27 members from Nepali Congress, 22 from CPN-UML, 8 from CPN Maoist Center, along with the Speaker, 2 from Rashtriya Prajantra Party and 1 independent lawmaker. The support of 31 lawmakers is needed to form a new government in Gandaki province. Last Monday, top brass leaders, including Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal, agreed to call for a meeting of the Constitutional Council to make recommendations for the vacant post of Chief Justice as they met at opposition CPN-UML Chairperson KP Sharma Oli's residence. A meeting was held last Wednesday for the same, however, it ended inconclusively. During the meeting of the Constitutional Council, parties reportedly indulged in their own agendas instead of deciding on the candidate to recommend for the leadership at the judiciary. Parties demanded for a package agreement that ranged from parliamentary committee to transitional justice, which highlighted the politicization of the matter as crucial as the appointment of the head of the apex court. The main opposition has emphasized on the number of parliamentary committees as their main agenda and demanded from the ruling coalition the tenure dates of former Chief Justice Cholendra Shamsher Rana. Analysts say the existing laws will impede in the meeting of the Constitutional Council and have called on parties to expedite the process of relevant bills at the Parliament to avoid the situation from going out of control. Victims of loan sharks have staged a sit-in protest in front of Singhadarbar today, demanding for justice and action against loan sharks. The victims had previously been staging sit-in protests against the government in the capital's Shanti Batika. They have also demanded for the resignation of the Home Minister. They have been staging protests for the past 20 days. The victims have put forth a 6-point demand and have held discussions with the government side 6 times. However, an agreement has not been reached. A few days ago, several victims and police personnel had been injured in a scuffle during protest. In our Public Voice segment today, we have asked people in several provinces what should be done to make expressions on social media more civil. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
आफूले आफ्नो मान मर्यादा राख्ने गरेर अभिव्यक्तिहरू दिने गर्नुपर्छ।
जथाभावी बोल्ने लेख्ने मान्छेलाई कारबाही गर्नुपर्छ।
स्वतन्त्र छ भन्दैमा आफ्नो चाहिँ आफूले चाहिँ जे मनलाई त्यो नबोल्ने
जथाभावी लेख्ने बोल्नेलाई सरकारले छुट दिनु भएन।
बनाएको कानुनलाई कार्यान्वयन गर्नु पर्यो।
यसको चाहिँ हामीले सही सदुपयोग चाहिँ गर्नुपर्छ।
प्रशासनले इमिडिएटली चाहिँ एक्सन लिनु पर्छ।
जनचेतनाहरू दिन पर्यो उसलाई।
सामाजिक सञ्जाल चलाउनको लागि पनि एउटा उमेरको चाहिँ हद बनाउनु पर्छ।
सही तरिकाले हामीले उपयोग गर्न जान्यौं भने एकदमै राम्रो छ।
गलत अभिव्यक्ति दिनेलाई कानुनी कारबाही गर्नुपर्छ।
राज्यले नियन्त्रणमा ल्याउनु पर्छ।
It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before that, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you, why have the works of the National Pride Project not been concluded within deadline? 35% voted for A, error in selection of project, 43% voted for B, irresponsible contractors, and 22% voted for C, lack of monitoring. And here's today's question. What should be done to improve public corporations? Your options are A, transparency during leadership selection, B, end political interference, and C, develop competitive capacity. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the international update. The Sudanese army said in a statement that it has agreed to facilitate foreign countries to evacuate their nationals. The United States, the United Kingdom, France, and China will soon be evacuating their diplomats and nationals through military air service from Sudan. Sudanese Army Chief Fatah al-Burhan has agreed to facilitate and secure evacuation of foreigners. The Sudanese Army Chief is struggling with its paramilitary rapid support forces. Conflict has been running since 2 weeks, and a 3-day ceasefire has been recently hammered out. The Khartoum International Airport has been closed due to rising violence, and foreigners are finding difficulty to leave the country.
Sports news.
Record-holding 8-time champions Manang Marshangdi Club have suffered their 4th consecutive loss at the Martyrs Memorial A-Division League after losing 2-1 to Youth Club today. This is the first time in history that Manang Marshangdi Club have suffered 4 consecutive losses in domestic football. In the match played at Dasrat Stadium in Tripureshwar today, Mesuke Olomiu opened the scoring for Kumultar in the 13th minute. In the second half, Manang Marshangdi's Kofi Timothy converted a penalty in the 53rd minute to level the match at 1-1. Mesuke scored his personal 2nd goal of the match in injury time to secure Kumultar's 2-1 win over Manang Marshangdi. With the win, Kumultar have climbed to the 11th spot of the points table with 13 points. Manang Marshangdi have slipped to the 7th position with 15 points. Meanwhile, in another A-Division League match played today, defending champions Machindra Club edged past Friends Club 2-1 to climb to the 6th spot of the league table. In the match played at the Chasel ground in Lalitpur, Bhutanese winger Chenjo Gyalchen scored in the last minute of the first half, utilizing a pass from Nishen Suba to give Machindra Club a 1-0 lead. Devendra Tamang found the net in the 63rd minute to double Machindra's lead. Rafiq Aminu scored for Friends Club in the 76th minute to cut the deficit to 2-1. Machindra Club held on to the lead to secure the win. Machindra are at the 6th spot of the points table with 16 points from 11 matches, while Friends Club have 11 points from same number of matches. And it's time now for the weather update. And that's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.